You see this, Alex? This faucet looks like it was dragged out of a shipwreck. It's got that green crust, the kind that makes you wonder if the water coming out of it was actually just liquid copper.
It definitely looks like it belongs in an underwater museum or a tetanus shot commercial. So is this the before for today's deep dive?
This is the ghost of Christmas past. I pulled this out of a guest bath yesterday, and the thing is, people look at a beautiful new fixture in a box and think, I'll just swap it out. 10 minutes, easy peasy. But plumbing has a way of turning a 10-minute job into a 3 trip to the hardware store odyssey.
Well, that's why we're here. Today on the Tiger Den, we're talking bathroom fixtures, faucets, shower heads, sinks, doing it like the pros do, and more importantly, avoiding the why is my floor a swimming pool stage of DIY.
Most folks start by looking at the shiny new stuff. But the secret to not losing your sanity is what you do before you ever touch the new box. You've got to gather your team of rivals.
Your team of rivals? You mean tools, right? Not a cabinet of 19th century politicians?
Exactly. You need the basics, an adjustable wrench, that's your bread and butter, and a basin wrench. Now, if you haven't seen a basin wrench, it looks like a robotic claw from a low-budget sci-fi movie. It's designed specifically to reach up into that dark, cramped cavern behind the sink where human hands weren't meant to go.
I've seen you use that. It looks like you're trying to perform surgery on a cupboard. What else is on the list?
Screwdrivers, obviously, a bucket, and don't use a small one because water is deceptive. It always looks like a cupful until it's all over your vanity. Some cleaning cloths, silicone sealant, and the holy grail, plumber's tape. If you don't have a roll of that white Teflon tape, just put the tools away and go get some.
Okay, so we've got the toolkit. But before we start ripping things out, we need to talk about the stop button.
The shutoff valve. If there is a patron saint of plumbing, it's the person who invented the local shutoff. Look under the sink. You should see 2 handles. Turn them right, clockwise, until they stop.
And if they don't turn? Because in my apartment, those things feel like they've been welded shut since the Ford administration.
Whatever you do, don't force them with a giant pipe wrench if they're stuck. That's how you snap a pipe inside the wall and turn your afternoon into a call to the emergency services. If those local valves are frozen, you go to the main water shutoff for the whole house. Once it's off, open the faucet, let the pressure die down. You want the pipes to let out that last gasp of air.
All right, the water's off. Now we get to the destructive part, or deconstruction, as you like to call it.
Removing the old fixture is where the real stories are hidden. For a faucet, you're diving under the sink. You disconnect the supply lines, those flexible braided hoses, and then you hit the mounting nuts. This is where that basin wrench earns its keep.
I bet those nuts are usually rusted on pretty good, though.
Oh, they've bonded. They're basically a married couple at this point. Sometimes you have to hit them with a bit of penetrating oil and wait 10 minutes. Once they're off, the faucet just lifts out, usually with a handful of gunk that looks like it came from a swamp.
Charming. What about sinks? That's a bigger beast.
Sinks are a different animal. You've got the plumbing to unhook, sure, but you've also got the sealant. You take a utility knife and carefully slice through the bead of silicone between the sink and the counter. You don't want to gouge your granite or wood. Then you lift it out like you're handling a giant heavy egg.
And shower heads? Those seem like the entry-level drug of plumbing DIY.
They are. Just turn it to the left. If it's stubborn, put a rag over the arm so you don't scratch the finish with your wrench and give it a firm nudge.
Okay, everything's out. The hole is empty. Is it time for the shiny new toys?
Not yet. You have to prepare the altar. This is the step everyone skips. You've got to scrape away every bit of old putty, every trace of old silicone, and all that white mineral crust. If you don't have a clean, smooth surface, your new gasket won't seat right. It's like trying to put a Band-Aid on a knee covered in sand. It just isn't going to stick.
So clean it until it shines. Got it. Now, let's talk about the install. We've got our new faucet. What's the pro move for getting it in there?
Most new faucets come with a rubber gasket. Use it. If the instructions call for plumber's putty, you roll a bit of it in your hands like you're making a Play-Doh snake, and you circle the base. Drop the faucet into the holes. Now here's a tip from the I've messed this up before files. Make sure the faucet is centered and straight before you tighten it down from below.
I'm guessing you've had a few crooked faucet moments.
I once spent an hour tightening everything up, crawled out from under the sink, and realized the faucet was pointing at a 30-degree angle toward the soap dish. I had to redo the whole thing. It's a literal pain in the neck.
And the supply lines? You mentioned plumber's tape earlier.
Wrap that tape around the threads of the faucet intakes, clockwise. If you wrap it counterclockwise, the tape will just unravel when you screw the nut on. It's a small detail, but it's the difference between a dry cabinet and a soggy mess.
What about sinks? You mentioned silicone earlier. Is that the secret to the big installs?
It is. You run a nice, steady bead of silicone around the edge of the opening, lower the sink in, and once it's seated, don't just walk away. Connect your drain pipes and water lines, and then the moment of truth.
The leak test.
The leak test. People turn the water back on like they're opening a fire hydrant. Don't do that. Turn those shut-off valves slowly. Let the pressure build up gradually. Watch the connections.
I usually use a dry paper towel for that. If it stays white, you're good. If it gets a dark spot, you've got a drip.
That's a pro move right there, Alex. A paper towel is the best leak detector ever invented. If there is a drip, usually a quarter turn with the wrench fixes it. But, and this is a big but, don't over tighten.
Why not? Wouldn't tighter be better for stopping leaks?
You'd think so, wouldn't you? But if you crank it too hard, you can actually crush the rubber washers inside or even crack the nut. Then you're back to the hardware store for a whole new assembly. It's about being firm, not aggressive.
Sounds like relationship advice.
Well, plumbing is a relationship. Treat it with respect and it won't ruin your floor.
We've talked a lot about the how-to, but what about the which one? How do you choose between the 100 different fixtures at the store?
Look for the WaterSense label. It's not just about being green. It actually helps with your utility bills and ensures the flow rate is optimized for modern plumbing. And materials matter. Brass or stainless steel? Yes. Plastic with a chrome coat? Stay away if you want it to last more than a year.
And does style always trump function?
Never. You can have the most beautiful waterfall faucet in the world, but if it doesn't fit your existing sink layout, maybe the holes are spaced 4 inches apart, and you bought an 8-inch widespread faucet, you're going to be a very frustrated homeowner. Measure twice, buy once.
So basically, don't buy a faucet just because it looks like it belongs in a boutique hotel if your sink is a 1970s relic.
Exactly. Compatibility is king.
You know, we've made this sound pretty doable, but I noticed even you mentioned that sometimes a pro is the way to go. When is it time to put down the wrench and call someone like the guys at White Oak Plumbing or Johnson Brothers?
When the pipes look like a bowl of spaghetti behind the wall, or if you're moving lines around, like shifting a sink or a shower, if you're dealing with high-tech touchless systems or complicated thermostatic shower valves, there's no shame in calling a licensed plumber. They've got the tools we don't, and frankly, they've already made all the mistakes we're trying to avoid.
Plus, a warranty on the work is a pretty nice pillow to sleep on.
It really is. Sometimes peace of mind is the most valuable tool in the shop.
All right, I think I'm ready to tackle my leaky shower head. No more underwater museum for me.
Just remember the tape, Alex, clockwise.
Clockwise, I'll chant it like a mantra.
The big takeaway today is this. Plumbing isn't magic, it's just physics and patience. Take the time to clean the surface, respect the shutoff valve, and don't be afraid of the robotic claw base and wrench. Your house will thank you for it by staying dry.
Thanks for the tour through the pipes, Tiger.
Anytime. Now let's go see if we can find a home for this crusty brass antique. I think it might make a good paperweight.